Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's great. Fantastic.
Do you know what does it mean?
I don't know what it means.
Like, probably you're a lap Rd3 right now.
I'm sorry, what? Pre-event testing just finished, and I'm pretty happy with that. Started at the back with car 26, made my way through the fields pretty well, finished 13th lap time-wise overall in the session, so better start to the round than the previous 2 times at Wilton and Rissington. Hopefully I can improve even more, because I definitely see some places where I'm slower, have some time to get my laps in and perfect the track, so let's see how I do. Cannot wait for more. It's a great track, I'm enjoying it a lot. Second session today went pretty well. I got second in my practice now. Pretty happy with that, especially since that's the highest I've been lap time wise in any session in Club 100 so far. Track's pretty nice. I'm really liking how it's just flowing together, all really fast sweeping corners. Kart felt great as well, so hopefully I don't get a one in the next few sessions. Overall, I'm pretty happy and I cannot wait for qualifying.
Moment though, it's not got pole position because that's gone to Oscar Makowiak in the number 20. Another driver who's not made it through to an A final so far this year, has been an ever-present in these South Championships. So good to see there, good early pace. 49.323 the benchmark. If you're looking at live.alphatime.co.uk or results.alphatime.co.uk/club100/live, and you're wondering what's with Oscar's time being goal, and all of that was. That is a lap record. 4.5 minutes to go then. Makowiak is currently your fastest driver. Clark Sass second. 1 minute 15 to go. Makowiak still the fastest driver in the session.
Quali session felt good. Kart felt fine, handling was perfect. The carts I've driven today felt pretty equal, except for the pre-event, which at the start was the engine was just cutting out. But the free practice and the quali karts felt great. The pre-event kart felt great during the session as well. The quali, I think it went good. I hope it went good. Haven't checked yet. I made some good moves there as well, so good practice of the races. I feel like it's gonna be a good day today and I'm having fun so far, hoping nothing bad happens, and yeah, let's continue.
So how do you feel, where did you end up in first position?
I think I hopefully finished top 5. I hope.
Analyze it.
Yeah, okay, that's great. P1 with a 49.323. Fantastic.
Do you know what does it mean?
I don't know what it means.
Like, probably you're a lap Rd3 right now.
I'm sorry, what?
Even that, it said that because of the number being in gold, when you were tapping at it, it was saying lap record for the...
Well, that's just fantastic. If that's true, that's fantastic.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Okay, well, let's see how the day goes.
11 minutes here at Rissington, pre-A final for the Junior Super Lightweights. Are we green at the first time of asking? Yes, we are. Good start for Jamie Riches. Whoa, one driver running out wide. That's going to be Ethan Pritchard there flying the flag for Wales. But that was a super run for our pole sitter. Jamie Riches leads in the early stages of this race, which once again counts towards the championship. 130 points on offer for everybody out there. But only one of these drivers will be able to take it down through the dogleg for the first time. They're not all going to get round unscathed. I think that may have been Harvey Newton going round at the back of the field, but back at the sharp end of things, it's Riches. Makowiak there in second place. Ellis McKenzie, I think, is held on to third. There's an almighty scrap going on for fourth place. Ellis Cox there in the blue, red and yellow helmet, going wheel to wheel with Jack Bromham.
So pretty chaotic start, plenty of action at least at the start of this race. Jamie Richards though starting with that nice gap, that could be crucial as we head further into this race. Couple of contact warnings piling in, you mentioned Jack Bromham there, just having a quick look at the comments from the stream. We can't see it all too much because of signal limitations here. Had a quick browse, it's mainly just drivers having a chat to each other.
Oh, good.
So as we see yellows being waved heading in to the dog leg. And under 10 minutes of this race to go. These sprint races really do tick on by quite quickly, especially when they're as action-packed as what we saw in the previous running. But here is Jamie Richards. This is the battle for this race lead on the start of this lap. It looked pretty comfortable. It's looking less comfortable now as we head around that final corner. We're going to be near enough 3 wide into the paddock bend. Down the inside there, it's Machowiak having a look into the loop in just a moment. Still being led though by Jamie Richards. Oscar actually goes a little bit wide into the loop. That opens up the corner for Ellis McKenzie to try and swoop on by. So we'll see how those two enjoy their battle. They're probably thinking, come on, let's work together. Let's try and get Jamie out of the way if possible. But a bit of contact coming there as we run down towards the dogleg once again.
I just wonder a bit of perhaps inexperience of running right at the front of a Club 100 field. You've got 3 drivers there who haven't really sampled the very heady heights of first, second, third so far this season. I mean, they're doing tremendously to be up the order, and this is what I'm liking about Rissington, particularly with these pre-A finals. It has mixed the field up. It has given opportunities to drivers perhaps not as experienced at other circuits round the country. Whoa, massive save there from, I think that was Jasper Clark-Sass going grass tracking a bit in 5th place, but managed to hold onto it in that fight with Ollie Brunel-Weil. Jamie Richards now leading by half a second. That is the number 75 there, Brunel-Weil coming through the order. Ellis Cox falling down the order. Ellis Cox we saw win many a race in the cadets. It's actually a fairly late registration to the championship. I think maybe wasn't fully expected to be racing in Club 100 Junior this year. So that's why we've not seen him before. He's on the reserve list for a lot of the competitions in 2025. But given that he's not had much race pace and race practice, Reeve, with these other drivers, yes, it's round 3 for this championship, but if we think of the whole season, it's actually the 6th cadet and junior event that we've had so far this year. The fact that Ellis Cox has immediately got himself up in the top 10 of an A-tier race of the juniors, that's impressive in my book.
Yep, that is certainly a good sign of things to come, I think, as we have a change for the race. A lead here back in to the dogleg, running now into that final sector. These 3 breaking away from the rest of the pack in pretty good stead there, as we can now see Jack Bromham leading this race ahead of Jamie Richards. Ellis McKenzie still in the mix there, carrying that fastest lap of the race so far as we run on to that next lap. Now we're going to see just what the gap is currently looking like for our top 3 down into that first corner. We saw there Ellis McKenzie having a look into the inside, into the paddock bend. Nothing to do from that far back though. It's going to be later on into the lap if he can get that move done, but pretty much sat on his rear bumper bar there, isn't he, is Ellis McKenzie running through the loop.
It's these drivers looking to get their best results of the season so far. Jack Bromham had a bit of a slow start to the season at round 1. We have seen him be able to get very good results in races before as McKenzie goes for the move on Richards. Richards holds the door open and will hold on to 2nd place. But is this going to throw these 2 back into the clutches of Machowiak there in 4th? Brunel-Weil not too far behind as well. They're still side by side as they run through bottom bend, through middle bend, and now onto the elbow. This is a really good scrap between Jamie Richards and Ellis McKenzie, but it's surely losing them a lot of time here. They're now 1.8 seconds behind Bromham. McKenzie trying to find a way through on the inside there after turn 1. That didn't work. Machowiak has caught them in the number 20, and there's others on the charge as well. Machowiak looks down the inside of McKenzie for 3rd place, running through top bend. Did he get it done? No, not on this occasion. Keep an eye there on Brunel-Weil in number 75 as they're rubbing pod to pod through the dogleg. This is all getting a bit scrappy out there in the pre-A final for the juniors. This is great news if you're Jack Bromham. Bromham's gone up the road. He's going to surely have a 3-second lead, I'd imagine, at the end of this lap. Jamie Richards having to fight really hard at the moment to hold on to this 2nd place. Mackenzie nearly on the grass there, running towards the final corner. The trouble for Jamie Richards here, though, for me, Reed, if he loses one place, he's going to lose 5 or 6 because this pack will pounce.
Yeah, you're quite right there, Andrew. As we can see him just parking the car in the perfect defensive line to make his cart effectively as wide as possible to stop Ellis Mackenzie from getting through. But as you say, if there is a break in that defence, through go the rest of the pack, and there's a contact penalty coming in there for Ellis Mackenzie. That might change the dynamic of this. Ellis is not going to see that penalty perhaps until we head back around for the digiflag, although there might be a bit of a timing delay and actually a change of position in this fleet of cars running down towards the bottom bend in just a moment. There we see is Ellis Mackenzie under pressure there from the number 20 of Oscar Machowiak there, who is in fact going to find his way back through. We saw Oscar earlier on in this race, a bit of a protagonist, but now sides his way back up into the top end.
I've got to say, Jamie Richards has done the 2025 tactic. We've been talking about this a lot in British karting, particularly in the British Champs, over the past 4 or 5 months of this almost new trend that we're seeing with these new guidelines for defending, what you're allowed to do, how much you're allowed to do it, of a driver backing up the pack, getting a huge train of karts together, 8, 9, 10 karts, and then before they get in trouble for blocking, dart off the front. It's a very, very shrewd set of tactics. Again, whether he's done it deliberately or not, which is the caveat I always have to put in when I'm talking about this, Jamie Richards has done it really well because he's now had everybody else fight for third fall. Look at the gap. Look at the gap he's got now over the likes of Machowiak, Mackenzie, and Jules Larkin, now part of this fight as well. I'd say it is very hard to do. You've got to be very shrewd to do it, but when you can make it work, it can give you a very, very strong position in these races. The chance for Richards to win this race is gone. 5 seconds is too big a gap to pull back with 3 minutes on the clock, but fair play to Jamie Richards holding in there. Whoa, as the number 94 goes to an alternative circuit layout here at Rissington. George Dugard was in 9th place. He's going to lose that position now.
He will indeed, and we have another penalty coming in for Ellis Mackenzie. It'll pop up on your screens in a moment, folks. Track limited advantage there for Ellis Mackenzie, so clearly falling out of those white lines on the edge of the circuit, and the steward deciding that time was gained as a result. It's a race to forget, as it turns out to be, for Ellis Mackenzie, because he's dropping down the order as well. Jules Larkin, as we mentioned, working his way up into third, ahead of Oscar. Oscar, we saw having a brief moment at this point on the previous lap, but keeping the nose clean after that. Jamie Richards, we say, looking pretty comfortable after that potentially strong play there from him in the number 12 cart.
Good indeed. 2 minutes to go then. Yellow flag out at Marshall Post 5. Not quite sure what for. The flag removed by the time everybody's racing down there towards the dogleg, involving the number 8 of Ethan Pritchard. 3 wide off of the dogleg once again. Here's your fight for 4th place. Jules Larkin has got through. Oh, it's the 96 of Amy Gualtieri running a touch wide there. What a job by Jack Bromham, though, in this race, Reeve. He's probably going to look over his shoulder and think, hang on a minute, where's everybody gone? But he's been doing some great lap times at the front of this field. 5.2 seconds is advantage on potentially his first win of the season. Yeah,
that would be fantastic news for Jack Bromham there. One of only a couple of drivers to actually break into the 49s in this race. Started 9th on the grid, worked his way up into first, and as you say, complete control and domination of this race, the likes of which we haven't seen in any of the other pre-finals so far today. Of course, we bring an end to our pre-finals, but do not fear, because in just a few moments we jump straight into our proper finals with our Cadet Cs coming up in just a moment, but still we have some running to go for this, our Junior 3A final here. Jack Bromham leading with a comfortable margin. We drop down to the likes of Ellis Mackenzie, Oscar Machowiak, Edgar Azevedo running in the pack as well. We saw plenty of his supporters in the YouTube comments, so hello to all of you watching at home there, with 30 seconds left to go in this race now. Yeah, and Edgar on for a really good result here. This is going to be a first top 10 in an A-tier race for Edgar, as long as he can hold on, because it's quite close in that group from 4th all the way down. Good to see drivers here at Rissington getting their best results of the season so far. That's a real positive. And
maybe more opportunities here for further positional gains. Oh yeah, Jack Bromham just got across the line there before the timer ran to 0. So we will have an extra lap. Now I hope Jack can get around and just bring this one home, because Jack could have just let off the throttle there, lost a second and a half and finished the race on 13 laps, but he's kept going and pushed it to a 14th. Anyone who loses positions on this 14th lap is not going to thank Jack Bromham after this race.
Well, that one.
Scheiße!
Kart felt like I was bogging down a lot. I made a ton of mistakes. Probably the pressure getting to me. I ended up dropping a lot. It was really good racing though. I made a nice overtake, I think, at turn 2 and going up the inside at turn 3. Managed to hold P3 for a bit longer until I made more mistakes and dropped even further, which not great. Hoping to have a redemption in the main final if I get a proper kart and stop making mistakes. I think that was the biggest factor. If I didn't make mistakes with my driving or my braking, then I would have been significantly further ahead. Hopefully I'll do better in the main final. That was disappointing. First few corners, grass. Then on near the end of the lap, again grass. From then on, I gained positions, and then after I gained positions, I got sandwiched between two carts and lifted off the ground. Lovely, not really. Yeah, I mean, it was a fun experience. Definitely really enjoyed the driving. Track was amazing fun as well. The driving standards in these finals are abhorrent. Although I must say I had a few incidents myself due to lack of experience, so I can't really blame anyone else either. Just hoping to learn from it, hoping to be more cautious for the future. I think this round went decently all right. Definitely could have went much better, but it is what it is. That's racing. Can't wait for the future. overall, the day was fun. I enjoyed qualifying well for once, and I'm hoping that I'm starting to finally get a grasp on how to drive in this championship now with these karts. So I definitely think like I'm getting there. I'm learning a lot. That my failures were not in vain. The day was a great learning experience itself, and I had a ton of very, very fun racing, but it was a bit disappointing as well due to the finals. It is racing though, so that's just what happened. I just got to deal with it. I appreciate everyone watching this video, and I hope you're all having a good day. If you did enjoy, please give this video a like and subscribe in order to support this channel. And if you haven't already, also go follow my Instagram, as I post a lot on there as well. If you want to see how my past rounds went or how I'm doing in other races, then please check out the rest of my videos on the channel, as it will be much appreciated too. And I'm sure they're all just as high quality.